always good times and roses and champagne. It's hard conversations on bad days, but knowing sunshine will always come after the rain. It's chaos, it's madness, it's magic, and you'll know it the second you have it. It ain't always perfect, but I'll take it all bittersweet. Loving you is poetry.
Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, let's talk about how you can get ahead of life with these few tips that I'm going to share with you. Now today, instead of swimming in the pool on the other side of this camera angle, here I am trying to contribute and bring value to you guys, because I feel this is an important message to bring across. Now let's first talk about why is it important to be competitive and get ahead in competition in life. Many of us, including me in the past, don't view life as a competition. I don't view life as a competition for resources, for the girl you want, for status, to me life was infinite game. That you play your own infinite game and you play with the cards you're dealt with, and you don't really have to care about what other people are thinking, you just focus on your own game. But I came to realize that this was too idealistic thought and it's not realistic. In the long term, yes, the economic pie will grow, but in the short term, people will have to snatch from one another from the economic pie, because in the short term, there are finite resources in the economy and there is nothing you can do about it but be smart and work your way through things. So sorry, it's a little bit sunny, so my eyes are squinting. So sorry if I look aggressive and not friendly enough in this video. Now I'm speaking this based on my personal experience, because I went through enough stupid shit and bad shit that happens to me that I grew up quickly from a boy to becoming a man, especially in the past 2 years. Now in the past 2 years, I was competitive, but I didn't take it as a very serious approach to whatever I'm doing. When I'm 25 or 26 years old, my portfolio was near 330 or 340k, or about 0.33 or 0.34 million. And if you included the money in my CPF account, I would have been easily worth about 400k to $500,000 by 25 or 26. Now just a side note, CPF is like Roth IRA in US. It's like a retirement account. And that was when I naively decided to retire and do nothing for close to 2 years, because I wanted to spend time with the people I love, spend time with my partner, give her all the time and attention, and help her build her small-scale home-based business from 0 to 1. Because it's physical labor, I have to be there all the time to help her. And that's when I chose YouTube as my career, because YouTube offers me location freedom, time freedom, to do it whenever and wherever I'm free. The whole reason as to why I started YouTube was because I wanted to help my ex-girlfriend, and I needed a career that I can work flexibly anywhere and anytime, when I would choose to and when I want to. And the reason why I chose the financial niche or the investment niche is because it's something I've been thinking about since my childhood, because I needed to solve the money problem, and I feel that it is the most value I can bring, and hence this is the niche I am doing. Now to cut the long story short is that, in the end, the business I end up helping, the person that is doing the business didn't see through the business and he just gave up. And because I wasted so much time helping her and I didn't focus on myself, and suddenly when the business stops, I have no value to her, my time and attention is not worth nothing. And it is about the same time the market started crashing and my net worth dropped about $130,000, $140,000. And then she decided that I am of no value, and then she left. So that was really painful for me, because the wealth I built up, I took a lot of effort to build it up. And actually it's not about the wealth, it's about having the person you trust the most leave you at the worst time possible. And that betrayal, I took it personally, to be honest. Now it is nobody's business, but it is applicable in this video, so hence I'm sharing it. Now the thing about me is I never make the same mistakes twice. And from this event, I learned a very good lesson on human nature. Now after this event that happened to me, I became a totally different person. I mean, how I treat others is still the same, but how I treat myself became different. I started really focusing on myself. I became even more disciplined than before. And now I constantly protect and conserve my own energy, be it through no masturbation or doing 500 push-ups a day. And this gives me a lot of energy to do work. And I can work 7 days a week, it's no problem for me. I can work 100 hours work week, no problem. Like I feel that as a male, you want to transition from a boy to a man, you must go through very traumatic event, and these events must happen over and over again, and then you will grow up one shot, you will just push through your local maximum and you will just grow up very quickly. Now why do I stop viewing life as an idealist, and now I come in as a more realistic approach to life? Now to me, I realize that life is a competition. It's player versus player for male. As much as we don't want to admit it, a male that cannot provide value, or a male that cannot provide financial security or provide protection, will not be loved by the people around them. Now this is something I always kind of know at the back of my head, but this is something I truly realized at the age of 27. That life as a male, as much as we really don't want to admit it, is really a competition for resources, status, women, so on and so forth. You can decide that money is a narrative and money is printed and money is fake. And it doesn't matter and sit around be a couch potato. Now you can be super intelligent and sit at the couch eating your potato chips and just watching Netflix and chill. But if that is how you live your life, you will not have any significant impact. Your words will not carry any weight. And as males, you and I both know that males want respect from people. And this is just a harsh reality that we have to accept, that we have to compete for resources, even though we are not taught how to do so. Now I'm 27, there are quite a significant of you that is younger than me watching my channel, looking for a role model to emulate. I don't think I'm a role model myself, but I just want to tell you the truth. That even though you go with the school with the females, our roles in society is not really the same. Females have sort of a safety net, but males, we do not have a safety net and we have to climb. We have to work our way up to get respect, status and significance. Now, at 27, I've seen my primary school friend suicided because his life is a mess. Life is really much harder if you are a male, and you have to accept it as a harsh reality. And the purpose of this video is just to tell you as it is and not give you any bullshit. I don't care if I get cancelled, I don't give a fuck. Doing YouTube has actually made me lose a lot of opportunity costs rather than make me any money at all. So I really don't give a fuck. And if I can bring you guys value by telling the truth, I will tell the truth. Okay, so this video is specifically targeted at the younger people that are younger than me, and you're looking for a solution or better ways of doing things, and you have the innate need for conquest to push yourself harder. Now let's get to how exactly you are going to do it to get ahead of your peers. Now the one simple way that you have to do it is through repetition, consistency. And you can learn this from Elon Musk. So let's say you work 100 hours work week, and while other people are working 40 hours work week. Now even if you are doing the same things with the same efficiency level, you working 100 hours work week versus a person working 40 hours work week, you will get 2.5 times more things done versus a person working only 40 hours work week, even on the same efficiency level. So you have to ask yourself a few things. What is something that I can do 100 hour work week that is not limited to the usual 40 hours work week that you can get from a job? What is something that you can work 100 hours work week? Now you just imagine for 5 years you are doing 2.5 times more workload than a normal person. In 5 years times 2.5 times, if you consistently do more than regular people for 5 years, you are doing 12.5 years of work in 5 years. And the amount of money you make in a short 5 years, you let it sit and compound through time, you'll realize that the returns is going to be much more than the 2.5 times that you initially put in. So that is exponential and it's not linear. Now, for you young lads, do not spend the time partying, do not spend the time mixing around with useless people. In uni, you have time, learn a skill set. Learn a skill set that you are insanely passionate about, the market demands it, and you can work extremely long hours on. And you have actually seen people making money. Just focus on the one niche and work on it. Sacrifice time to build a good skill set that you can monetize while you are studying. And that is my advice for you guys. In your early age, if you want to be competitive, if you want to get ahead of your peers, consume lesser and contribute more. Consume lesser and contribute more. Just like now I'm in the vacation, instead of swimming and relaxing in the pool, I'm here making this video for you guys. This is contribution. Swimming will be consumption. So you have to realize a few things. What is contribution? What is consumption? And you have to realize what is an asset and what is a liability. An asset is basically something that you spend and you will pay you back dividends. And liability is something that you pay and you pay and you pay and nothing gets returned to you. Then that is a liability. And of course, my advice will be focus on yourself. Don't focus your time and attention on other people. Your 20s is your golden era, your prime. You have to make use of it. And if you really are competitive, serious about it, and if you make your full use of your 20s, you will definitely have options when it comes to a partner. So focus on your 20s. Okay, and the last thing that I want to quickly cover is that it is not going to be easy going forward. This capitalistic structure, I do not know if you have noticed that business is getting harder and harder to do. There are a lot of things that are already established, a lot of heavy assets that are already established. Your real estate is mostly purchased by our akongs, and most asset heavy businesses are already established, and there is high barriers of entry to compete against them. So my advice would be, look for the blue ocean, look for the new things, TikToks, content creation, things that you don't really need much amount of cash to get going. So it's less inventory, less asset, less infrastructure invested. For example, you can start a TikTok team page. Now this is the attention economy. You have to make use of it. Once you have attention, you can monetize. So go on YouTube, go on Google, go and find all these blue ocean strategies. In general, I think media and code is the way to go. And if you can, go and work on AI, go and work on blockchain. So that's my advice for you guys, the young lads. Okay, with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my heartfelt sharing that life is really hard as men. You have to go and be competitive or else be miserable and be depressed. Nobody gives a fuck about you. This is really the case for most men, and I know Andrew Tate say a lot of horse shit, but I think the one true thing that he said, and you must remember, is that as a man, you do not have the luxury to say, I don't feel like doing it. Being a man is about doing the things that you don't feel like doing, and you still get it done throughout the day. How you feel has no bearing on whatever things you're going to achieve. And that is my closing thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, Let's get to 2.5k subs. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. And by the way, I'm really not lying. There's really a pool that I could be swimming and relaxing and chilling, but I'm not chilling. There's a yacht that I can be on in the future, but that's for the future. Okay, thank you, see you, bye.